You're watching Debriefing Gaming. Enjoy the video.
Hey guys and gals, Never here from Debriefing Gaming. Some of you on Twitter, the Gaming Dragon. Today I'm coming back at you with a Let's Play episode of Violet Memoir, Leigh's Path. So yeah, let's go ahead and jump right back into it, shall we? Alarm chain, you are up, and let's go! Despite his best efforts to seem grumpy, the moment he catches sight of it, his own smile peeks through. Even as he tries to cover it, the corners of his mouth are still showing the signs loud and clear. The inside of Miss Corinne's office is larger than I expected. It feels less like an office and more like a study. There's a large shelf across the far wall with enough books to call this place a mini library. There's a desk in the corner where Miss Corinne is seated, though she's facing the sofas next to her. There's two sofas next to her as well as another cushioned chair close by. Lily and Lucas are sharing one of the sofas together while Oscar's lounging around on the chair. They'd all been laughing when we walked in, though now they're focusing on us with eager expressions. And for the way Lucas isn't meeting my eyes, I have a feeling they were laughing about something including me. Ah, there you are. There you two are. I'd wondered where you disappeared off to, Wallace. Did you go and find Leigh? We just ran into each other in the entrance. I actually just went to talk to Juliet. I hope that wasn't rude. Of course not. Your lovely friend explained it to me. I'm glad the two of you have joined us. We were missing you quite dearly.
Sorry, Bethany. You know how the kids can be.
I do, but I also know that you love doting on the dears. I know you didn't give them much resistance.
They're good kids.
They are. I bet they were excited to see you again.
They were more than excited. They pulled away like some scene from a cartoon. It was amazing.
Leigh gives out a huff and walks towards the empty sofa. I let out a quiet yelp as he pulls me with him. I'd completely forgotten that he still had his hand on my back. Everyone's eyebrows rise, Miss Corinne's especially, but her giant smile could rival Oscar's. It's clear that everyone's enjoying it. Even Lucas seems to have finally caught on to something. To his credit, Leigh's not reacting to any of it and playing it off with flawless composure. I wish I could just keep my composure in the same way because my whole face feels like it's on fire. It's wonderful to see the two of you getting along so well. Usually Leigh's not so accommodating with his guests. Or maybe too accommodating is more apt. Despite his best efforts, he seems to know the perfect way to get under his skin because I can see his pink ears turning an even deeper shade of red. Our little encounter in the foyer didn't help either. Miss Corinne was just telling us some stories that had happened here. This place sounds wonderful. She also informed us of what she told you about Helena and Mercy. The poor girls. I wish they were here now so I could give them a smack across the back of the head and a massive hug.
I'm sure you did your best.
That I'm not so sure about, but we'll never know. Now, I wanted to have a private little chat with you two, if that's all right with the rest of you. We don't mind, right guys? I liked it in here. It's quiet.
Why don't we head back to the sitting room? It sounded pretty quiet in there.
It should be quiet in there. We should make it quiet though. I'll have to start our lunch soon. There's a lot there's a lot I got to make. Second, yeah. Water time. And I know you two are going to offer, but no, you can't help. You're guests, and I'm sure you have better things to do than be around here, especially with your little investigation. You know about that? Well, you told me last time, and I figured that's why you were here again. There's no shame in it. I know you mean no harm. I could tell that about you the moment you walked in.
Tell what about me?
That you were too pure for this world. No wonder you caught Leigh's eye. He's always been soft for the nice ones.
I believe everyone was leaving. You wanted a private conversation, right?
She lets out a bout of laughter, one that Oscar immediately continues. Even though I'm partially the person being teased, it's worth it to see Leigh acting so young. Okay, we'll give you a break. Do you mind if I have a talk with these two in private?
Well, get out of your hair. Sounds like you guys have a lot to talk about, am I right?
Christ, we're going.
I want to kiss Lucas as he grabs the two of them by the wrists and all but drags them to the door. Neither of them resist, but I can tell by their grins and Oscar's wink that they know exactly what we're going to talk about.
Come closer. There's no need for you to be so far away. The two of us moved to where Lucas and Lily were seated. A prominent floral scent is still lingering there. My guess is that it's Lily's, but I've never smelled it on her before. Now, it seems like the two of you had a pretty great night.
I'm guessing they told you?
No, actually, but the way you're clinging to Wallace here, like you want to drag him off to your bed, is telling me enough.
Christ.
Watch your language. I might not be your guardian anymore, but I won't have you speaking foul language here.
Sorry, Miss Corinne.
Bethany.
Sorry, Bethany.
Wonderful. Now I'm guessing things went well. The two of you look rather adorable.
It's complicated.
I have no doubt it is, but that doesn't mean I want to hear it. If that's okay with you, Wallace. Huh? I'd gotten so lost in their conversation I forgot that was a part of it too. They bring out a side of Leigh that truly fascinates me and might even be more handsome than he usually is. Maybe it's because it's a side of him I rarely see, but I'm a little tempted to hear more stories of Leigh's high school life, though they might be a bit more intense than I expect. Are you okay with revealing the details of last night? I look over at Leigh to try and gauge his reaction. I don't have a problem with talking about what happened between us, but I don't know how he feels about what happened afterwards. He must have been thinking the same thing because he speaks before I get the chance to. Dad died. That single statement leaves the room in utter shock. Miss Corinne looks like she's about to fall off her chair before she eventually composes herself. Oh, I see. How are the two of you handling it? It's been difficult. Charlotte and I got into an argument. I'm guessing that's why she isn't here. I figured something had happened between you two. It's complicated. I'm hearing that word a lot today. I'm sorry, Leigh, you don't have to justify it to me. She'll come around. You know she will. That's what he's been saying. Of course. You don't need me lecturing you. You know her better than anyone. Second, y'all. Water time. Alright, guys and gals, and we are back. Let's jump back into it, shall we? Okay. Thanks. If you ever need to talk or sort out your thoughts, you can come to me. But I can tell you don't want to talk about it now, so tell me about yesterday. Did you take my advice? Did you take innocent little Wallace to a club? Wait, the club was her idea too? Damn it. Oh, don't be like that. I just gave him the nudge he needed. It's the perfect place for him to take you. He always lets loose while he's there. He did act a bit differently when we were dancing. And? Did you have a good time? Suddenly, I've become the focus of the conversation. I can feel myself melting in my chair. I can't form the words to answer, at least not this kind of answer. The best I can give is a small nod of my head. Sounds like you did a great job, Leigh. Look at him. You better take care of him. The gulp that I hear from Leigh as he looks towards the wall is telling me enough. She does a really good job of hitting us where it's sensitive. She reminds me of my grandma when she'd embarrass me at family gatherings. Now come on. Who's going to tell me, or do I have to call Charlie? Fine, I'll do it. I can't tell if it's because he's worried about how upset she is at him, or if it's because he's worried he's going to get embarrassed further if she gets involved. If I had to guess, it's a bit of both. But Miss Corinne looks more than happy with herself, so I have to assume she planned this from the start. It's scary how well she knows him, but it's hard not to not be impressed by her. Well, I'm waiting. Huh. The talk with Miss Corinne had been long and left the both of us feeling thoroughly embarrassed, especially when she made Leigh talk about what happened on the dance floor. She let him get away with only minor details. With how flustered the two of us got, I'm almost certain she's gotten more than a full picture. The whole thing felt surreal, like I was trying to get approval from Leigh's mom. You guys doing okay? Because, man, you both look like you've seen a ghost. Did she like to interrogate you or something? No, she wanted to know all the details about last night. Something important. Oh, are we sharing that now? Because I really want to know as well. Only if the two of you are willing to share, of course. I ain't gonna pressure the two of you. The two of us stare at each other for a while, as if we're both trying to figure out if the other is okay with saying something. I give him a faint nod of approval on my part. I've already shared most of the details with Lily, after all. He doesn't give me any response. Instead, he turns his attention back to Oscar. How about this? I'll talk to Charlie about it first, and then maybe I'll consider telling you. Score! I'll take that. Thanks, man. I didn't really do anything. But Oscar's already jumping away to Lily and Lucas, who've been quietly chatting near the front gate. Apparently, Lucas had been getting a little overwhelmed and wanted some space from all the loud noise. Charlie's probably going to tell him regardless, isn't she? Yep. I already told Lily about it. Hope you don't mind. I figure that's what happened when she grabbed you earlier. She didn't give you too much of a hard time, did she? Oh, no, it's pretty nice, actually. That's good. I'll admit, I'm not sure how I should be approaching this. You mentioned that before. Right. Maybe I should ask her for some advice. Probably better than asking me. I don't really know what I'm doing either. Second hill. Water time. If I can get this dummy cat. Stupid dummy in the room. Yes, he is. I made it like a really fruity beer. Pretty fucking good. Aren't we a pair? Aren't we a pair? I'm excited, though, and that's what matters the most, right? You're right. Should we go meet up with the others? That's probably best. I should tell them some of the stuff I found. You think they're hiding something? Not maliciously, I just think there's stuff they don't want to share. But you do think they're hiding something. It just makes sense. I don't know if it's any of our business, though. Maybe Mercy did something personal for them. It isn't really any of our business. You just thought it was strange, right? Yeah. Well, I'm sold. That's it? You're just gonna believe it like that? Why not? He might be right. It's not like we're gonna know anyway, you know? Plus, I think he's onto something. Call it a hunch. You've been having an awful lot of hunches lately. What can I say? I'm a people person. I like to think I have good intuition. I'm more surprised you know what that word means. Right? I'm full of surprises today. Well, we won't know until we read the diary, and no, that's not an invitation to go read it, Wallace. You need a break. I try not to let out a huff. I understand where they're coming from, but I'd rather learn more about this Helena situation, even if it means having a few more nightmares. I appreciate Lily and Leigh immensely, and I can't fault them for what they're doing, but it does feel like they're restricting my ability to find out more about what's going on. But it's a trade-off, I suppose. I can't really complain about everything I've gotten because of it. I'm sorry if that really wasn't worth everyone's time. What do you mean? I think we all had a pretty good time. Plus, it's not like we can't come back here later. There's always more questions we can ask. We have the whole semester, after all. Yeah, man, don't take it so seriously. It's just a media project. Right. Yeah, sorry, I got a little lost in my own head there. You do that a lot. Yeah, it's a bit of a bad habit. If it worries you that much, we can talk tomorrow and plan out what to do next. That's what I do when I'm worried about school. Man, that sounds like a lot of fun. I ain't into planning much, but I'm always down to hang. It won't just be hanging. It'll be work. Yeah, we'll see about that, Grumpy. Now, let's go get some lunch, everyone. Sound good? It sounds nice. We ended up spending a bunch of the day together until Lucas decided he'd had enough social interaction for one day and wanted to go home. That didn't stop Oscar from tagging along with him, though, leaving the rest of us to head home alone. Lily, Leigh, and I decided to hang around a bit longer, but it wouldn't be too long before Leigh would have to get home. He still had everything with Charlie to deal with. Lucas and Oscar have gotten a lot closer lately, or am I just imagining things? Nope, you're right. Oscar's been trying really hard to chip away at Lucas's resistance. I think he might actually do it. Good. He might actually be good for him. Whoa, you really changed your opinion on him. I'll say, before you were all like, Oscar's nothing but bad news. I never said that. I just didn't think it was a good influence to be around. And now? He's gotten better. He's gotten better, or you've seen more. Because it sounds like you've been changing opinions on a lot of people lately. She gives both of us a very unsubtle wink that has Leigh groaning into his hand. We should have known this was coming. Alright, y'all, I'm actually gonna pause it right there. Thank y'all so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, ring that notification bell. I love you all, and I shall see you all in the next video. Bye-bye!